WF representing Palace, so let's tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Everything earned for a goal of elevation. Just passing the team over here might finish out bright future, we can't vanish. SE25 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions. Fan cams, bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when Eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
Good evening, everybody. This may not be a very long stream. This is the match reaction for a 1-0 win against Ipswich Town yesterday. And my goodness me, there isn't actually much to talk about. JC, I can tell you're still tired, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not tired. It's just hay fever's killing me. It's about that time again where I'm getting beaten up by something I can't even see. So, you know, it's just life is just long right now. So just waiting until I can build up my immunity to the flowers because I'm allergic to grass. Yeah, it's just long, isn't it? It's just long.
I got that. Guys, as you can see, the link is already in the chat. Because like I said, I don't think there's much that me and JC haven't said, or got to say that hasn't been said yesterday. So you're more than welcome to join us a lot earlier than we normally do this. But let's start off with the Daichi Kamada agenda, or somewhat. No. This is it must be Ree. This must be Ree.
Damn. Let's go into some comments. Big up the dog. Zaha versus Messi at 8 p.m. We will be there. If there's a stream for it, I will find it. Is Dan still awestruck from Darren Ambrose? No, I don't think so. I think he's all right now. Big up Chairman. Rich robbed Dan. Bro's biggest op is grass. Yes, I agree. Tried to touch grass but ended up on the other side. Trust me. Big up, bitch. I think this might have to be the first agenda. I don't think it's really because she's asleep.
Interesting. Yeah, you know what it was? It was crazy. Like, and I mean, the footage had to be edited because, and I have apologized to Dan, and I'm going to publicly apologize here too. So, Darren Ambrose has come across here, and he's shaking all our hands, and I think we counted 7 seconds. Dan froze. Literally froze. So as a laugh, I was like, give me that mic. But then what I hadn't realized is that I kind of gave it a boom, boom. And when we watched it back, I was like, says JC straight away, you know what, that's me, that looks nuts.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. I said to you, big man, why did you do that?
What do you want to do, Aiden?
Well, immediately. Yes, you did say that at the start, yeah.
No, I said it to you. You didn't watch it back.
And I was like, yeah, you look starstruck and stuff. But like I said, yes, I mean, afterwards when we watched it, because you played it again. That's when I realized how bad it was. We didn't realize how bad it was until then. 1 second.
Big up, Tim. How's it going?
Big up, JC. Big up, Rich. I thought it was, I mean, to be fair, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was so funny. And I thought, I mean, maybe I'm just getting it wrong, but I thought Rich was rescuing Dan because he had the deer in headlights. So that looked like a rescue job to me, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Played a very poor. It was a It was a poor version of it, I must say. Like it did when I looked it back when JC showed it to us after the player ratings. I was like, "Oh, that looks bad." And I was straight onto the phone. Dad, I'm so sorry. He goes, "What are you talking about?"
That's all right, man.
So, but
Yeah.
Tim, before we start talking about individual things like the Dachi Kamada, because the comment sections, specifically one person, went a
I
bit,
saw that. Yeah. I don't
yeah,
think that
and stuff.
I don't think that agenda is right. Do you mind if I launch in here? Because I have to be on a different stream at like a work stream at 8 p.m. your time.
Go for
So
it.
all right. I think the rating on Kamada was harsh. I was like, I thought those comments were like, all right, that feels a little out of line. That doesn't that I don't think that's right. We have to be free to criticize our players. And he hasn't. The problem with Daichi for me is I had two quick thoughts about him. The first is he came in with huge expectations, massive expectations. He's Glasner's guy. He's won the Europa League. He's going to come in on big wages. Guy's a winner. He's going to come in and change the dynamic of the team. That was the expectation coming in. So, I mean, that was already an uphill battle. But the second thing, and the thing that I like about him, and why I never rate him quite as low as maybe some of our fans do, is that I think he plays the way that Glasner wants him to play. I think he does exactly what Glasner tells him to do. Glasner does not care about forward, per, completion percentage on passing. He does not care. He wants the passes going forward and he wants directness. The thing that Daichi does is he gets himself into positions and then he makes sometimes some passes that he just gets wildly wrong. But I think that Glasner wants him taking those chances on passes. And so he is always going to have a lower completion percentage on his passes. But I mean, that's not to say he's been good enough. He hasn't been good enough. But I think he is the player that Glasner wants. I like that. I like that he gets into areas. I think if he, just to be fair to him, I don't think that was an assist for Sar. But I think if he doesn't get into that area, I'm not so sure that Sar gets the chance to score that goal.
Yeah, that was a massive part of all of our depictions of the goal yesterday. Daichi made the run that made the goal. Like we have to just accept it. You
Yes.
know,
Right.
Even
He
Exactly.
doesn't
though
make
the
that run. I
ball
don't
went
think we.
to him from a tackle, obviously it's still not an assist, but him just getting into the position for that
Right.
to happen, it's still like a very good outcome. Granted, he did get tackled for it. The only reason why I gave him a rating lower is because him and Esse couldn't sort themselves out for that one chance right at the end to make it 2-0.
Right. And is that do they share the blame on that? Yeah, I think they
I think so, because
I think
I
so
didn't
too.
get to rate Esse. I probably would have given him the same result because of that. Because I
Totally.
think
I
that
think
if you
that's
watch it back, Kamada's sort of in front of the ball, whereas Esse is behind the ball. So
Yeah.
a bit of communication. Esse should have taken it because he could have run onto it, whereas Kamada sort of had to reach
Yeah.
back to grab the ball,
Yep.
which obviously slowed it all down.
Right.
And
No,
actually,
I
when
think
you did
you're
watch it
exactly
back,
right.
Kamada actually chests it for Esse. It was actually quite clever. But then Esse stops and then Kamada takes it over, and obviously his shot is blocked. So yeah, I absolve Kamada of any blame. But obviously, when you see it initially, you're like, "What are you two doing?"
What are you doing? Yeah. No, I mean, and both of them, yes. Communication so key, so important. Hey, chairman. So
guys?
yeah, so that's my view of it. But the Kamada goal, or the Kamada non-assist, but getting into the area is a little bit like against Villa. JP gets the goal. Ebbs gets into the area. Sar gets wiped out. Ebbs gets the ball. He gets wiped out. The ball comes to JP, and he absolutely smashes it and gets the goal. It's got slightly similar vibes, not the same, but like you've got to make runs and get into areas, and when you do that, you give yourself opportunities.
the way the game was shaping up, we weren't scoring.
No,
We
that
were
was a
not scoring
hard.
yesterday.
That was a hard watch.
You
That
know,
was a
and
hard watch. Yeah.
and to be fair to Kamada, he did the one run that no one else was doing all game.
Yep.
And it was a cute little clever run, just inside 5 yards. And Adam said, "Thank you very much. A forward pass I could play here now." You know, it was very key. You know, but let's not take away. And this is why the only thing I'm going to change is my actual rates of certain players, like I said, Hendo, Sarr, Richards. For me personally, will go up to 7 after rewatching it. I didn't realize it was Sarr that blocked it off the line.
Yeah. I was going to say, I thought he was. I was originally going to go with what you guys went with on man of the match for Hendo, and then watching Sarr he clears the goal off the line, and then he gets the goal. Got to be man of the match for me.
And we can't underestimate how good a goal that was. You've got Munoz and Nketiah, who both went low, good saves from Palmer. But to be able to, within the space of 6 yards, knock the ball past the defender and dink the keeper. I mean, very, very good finish.
Obviously, there's a lot of skill there. There's a lot of technique there. But I think you have to also appreciate just the raw pace to do that in that short space that he did it in. Because I'm not saying that he got to top speed, but he was literally at a standstill, and he was nearly at top speed within 3-4 meters.
Yeah.
And then also to have the composure to then lift it. And how many times we've seen someone lift it from that close and scoop it over the bar? Like, it was a great finish.
His first touch could have been too heavy to go straight into the keeper as well. The execution of everything was just like, wow, this is actually a very good goal.
Did any of you see All's meme yet for this game?
Yeah, I have.
I haven't seen it. I've bookmarked it, so I'm going to watch it after. In fact, let me watch it now.
The only thing that I saw from that, which I didn't really notice when I was watching the game, was Munoz's chance. When he could have squared it to Sarr, because in the moment I thought shoot, and then it happened. I was like, okay, cool. But then when you watch it back, you're thinking, oh wow, if he just laid it to the right, like
cutback ball was right there. It was right there. That was frustrating.
I was not looking at the cutback. I was just screaming shoot.
Yeah, no, it was.
The guys in the chat, and for you, Tim, as well. This is the reason why we decide to do all our match reactions a day later.
Yeah,
because there's certain things we just don't see at the stadium.
Yeah,
until you watch it back.
Yeah.
So please forgive us if our player ratings sometimes are harsh. Sometimes we might need to watch it again.
I agree with you guys. I watched Match of the Day last night, and
we lost.
Second last. So
how?
I watched it Sunday morning.
It was Wolves.
Yeah, it's right here. But I agree. At the time, I gave it a Hendo, but watching the highlights back and watching what Sarr did, I don't think you can't take it away from Sarr. As I said, the clearance off the line, I think it's funny really, because when you're watching the game live, you sit there thinking, I wish he'd get in the game more. But he actually did get in the game more, even if he didn't have the ball, but he's running off the ball and creating space for other people. When you're in the stadium, you're just watching the ball, don't you? Watch the guy on the ball. You don't watch the other players, but when you see it on the telly, you see him making decoy runs, which, like he did for Nketiah's chance. He's gone off right, which pulled the defender, which creates a space for Wharton to give him the ball, isn't it? You just don't see that in the game because your eyes are always trained on the ball. But yeah, looking back at it, but Hendo did play really, really well. And
those saves were really good.
And he made two really, really excellent saves near both.
Yeah.
Showed really strong hands, definitely.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing quickly as well. And obviously, I missed the Kamada bit. I was getting the headphones. But I think the most frustrating thing about Kamada is that, and maybe it's not his fault, is that if someone at the club seen him play and decided to give him £105,000 a week to sit on the bench and play the last 5 minutes, there's something wrong there, isn't there? Because if a team like Palace make 100 grand, sorry, Tim, if people Palace are paying £100,000 a week to any player, he's got to be starting, isn't he?
Yes, there is some context here, though. What if I told you that I could get you an upgrade? Because I do think he's an upgrade to, let me put it this way. I do think he's an upgrade to Jeffrey Schlupp. What if I told you I could get you an upgrade to Jeffrey Schlupp on a 2-year contract and it costs you £5.5 million, all in, wages, everything. And it's a player that Glasner has played with before, knows the system, and is going to make the runs to, get us forward. I think, I can only speak for me. It's like, whether he's coming off the bench for 5-10 minutes or not, I'll take that. Because you can almost never get that in the modern game. It's just outrageous how crazy money
in
is.
2 years, he's going to cost us £10 million.
Yeah, that's right. Correct. Yeah.
Is that the end of the world? If you look at it that way, it's probably not. But I think it's the fact that also comes with the added bonus of him being the best paid player at the club. When you have got the likes of Wharton, Mark, and you're thinking, well, would that cause a little bit of disruption in the dressing room, maybe? But that's not for us to know, is it?
I agree with that totally. I would say that someone like JP, who I heard is on about £50,000-60,000 a week, and has a direct effect on every game he plays.
Right. And that when you put it that way, that's completely outrageous, right?
And it's the same situation as Max Meyer, isn't it? When he came in £120,000 a week, it just wasn't playing. And it's not the fact that it's £100,000 a week, but a team like Palace can't afford to be paying a player that they're getting nothing out of, isn't it? Really. Now, probably what's happened is they bought him as Eze's replacement because they were convinced that Eze was going to go. The problem was Eze didn't go, and obviously, if you're always going to play Eze in front of Kamada, which then leaves him in that sort of like position, what do I do now?
Yep.
But as a professional footballer, wherever you play, you just got to want to play. Wherever you go on the pitch, you've got to do your best, haven't you? Yeah. To get a result, to get a start, and give the manager a problem, thinking, well, look at me,
I mean, to be fair with Kamada, he can play both sides of that 10 role, and if you really need him to as a push, he can play that 8 role in the midfield as well, next to Wharton, next to Lerma.
Yeah, he's a versatile.
Yeah, like he's not the best in the 8. I think everyone can agree on that. If you could play him, if you would pick one position for him to play and stick to it, it would be the 10. I think that everyone would say that they'd rather someone like Hughes in the middle over him. But I do think he probably would need a run of games. But I think with the players that we have right now and the form they're on, we can't afford to give him a run of games because we have the form of, Sarr coming in. Like, I'm not saying that we will do it because Eze's a little bit like Wilf. He will have stinker after stinker, but there's just that one moment in the game where he'll just pull out some magic. Like the time where he was on the edge of the box, we was all screaming at him to shoot, and he lifted the ball over the centre-back's head, and then he scuffed the shot, but just something like that, just individual brilliance can get you a goal, and that's probably the reason why you can't drop Eze. So you sort of leave Kamada in a really awful situation where he's come to a club, I guess, in expecting minutes, and probably all of us as well are expecting him to get minutes, and he's just in a bit of a bad situation because of the players, the quality we have, and the form that some players are in. Yeah. And then the introduction of Romain Esse and França, who have both impressed in the short time they've been here. Where does he lie in that pecking order? I don't know.
I think it's
in Kamada's defense, the only thing I think will be frustrating him are these 5-minute cameos. You cannot pick up any sort of form playing 5 minutes. And I get why Glasner has to do it, because apart from Villa, we're not really blowing teams away. We end up getting that second goal maybe quite a bit late into the game and stuff. So he's probably thinking, do I change it now? Is it Russian roulette sort of aspect? But no player's going to get any sort of form with 5 minutes per game. It's not happening.
No. I mean, for me, I'm I'm still very much on board with him because I think we sometimes this was one of my frustrations with this game's more direct running. Please, for the love of God, give me more direct running. And he's the guy, or at least he's one of the guys. Sarr, so impressive what that guy has been. He's another one who makes a lot of direct runs. By the way, to give credit to Eddie also makes a lot of good direct runs. That guy runs his socks off. It's not working out for him right now, but I mean, I can't blame him he doesn't sit around and wait. He makes runs. And so, yeah,
his
it's
decision
frustrating.
making on his shooting is probably the only thing that lets him down a little bit.
I mean, that's probably right. Yeah.
I think with the chance that happened to him at the first 10 minutes of the game,
yeah,
I'm sure that when he missed it, I think the first thing that happened is most of the people around me are going, Mateta scores that.
Yeah.
And
I
then
know.
you sort of sit there and go,
which is completely unfair, isn't it? I mean, yeah, that's probably right, but that's so harsh on Eddie. That might be in his head, that it's.
And for him, it's unfortunate as well. Like, he's chosen Palace to come to get loads of minutes, and the amount of money we paid for him shows that we wanted him to start.
Yep.
But it's just unfortunate for him that Mateta has just hit such a good form of goal scoring that you just, no matter what, you cannot drop him.
I know.
You really can't.
Yeah.
And
he'll
our whole team is so pivotal to Mateta that now it's sort of like, I mean, you wouldn't say, well, why'd you buy Nketiah? Because I reckon we'll use him a lot more next year. But it sort of leaves him in a bit of a tough situation as well.
Totally.
I mean, let's not forget, when we bought Mateta, for the first 18 months, he didn't even play, did he? And Eddie was playing and I was playing up front, and Mateta just didn't get a game at all, did he?
No, he didn't.
So, it's only since Glasgow's come that he's really turned his game around. And, just cut a quick more points. Romain Esse came in because they wanted to give Sarr competition, but Sarr has so stepped up that he's now, not saying struggling to get in a game, but he's good because you hear him speak, Romain Esse, and he understands what's going on, and he understands that. So, and he said, I'm learning off of these guys. And just one more quick point. Sorry, I just want to get off my chest. But I just want to say we're not Kamada haters in any way, shape, or form. We are never racist in our comments at all. They're Palace players and we are passionate supporters. And we want everybody to do their best for our team, you know what I mean? And to get our team up the table. And we give our player ratings on the game we saw. And if someone's had a poor game, we'll give them a poor rating. And if someone's had a good game, we'll give a good rating. It's just as simple as that. It's all done week to week. It's no malice. It's just how we see the game. And as we say, we see the highlights in the evening and we do change our mind. That's the way it goes. Because when you're sitting at the game, you do see things differently. That's the way it is, isn't it? You haven't got 15 replays to see Sarr kick it off the line and things like that. You just don't see that in the big muddle in the box, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Absolutely.
I gotta run in a minute here. I want to make one point. Why I was really I came out of this match super, maybe irrationally positive. I will tell you why. So I'm gonna give you a burst of positivity because I loved this so much. It makes me really back the team. It's been a weird season, but seeing Sarr kick the corner flag, I was like, I almost got a little choked up. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, that was
nice.
It was so good. I think
he needs to learn Mateta's technique a bit better, though.
Well, yeah, but I hope he never does it again because I don't want him to get a hamstring strain trying it. But that beside the point, the fact that he did that, I think there is a togetherness about this team that feels to me, maybe irrationally so, but it feels to me like it rivals the administration team, the survival Sunday team, and the promotion team. That is bonkers if I'm right about that. I don't know that I'm right about that. I think I might be a little bit irrational there, but that was really, really good to see.
100%. I think one more thing before Tim goes. there was a point that someone actually made on Twitter. You know, Carl, normally one of the in the nose for transfers and this and that. He said something that's really interesting. He said early December, Ipswich away, Palace go to Ipswich, level on points. Now we play them in March and we're 22 points clear of them.
Wow.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
How
know
crazy.
that
amazing
was
is
it.
that?
That is crazy.
That's incredible.
I'll give you one last thing to think about before you leave, Tim, and your thoughts on this. If Mateta goes, would Liam Delap be a great replacement or not?
I mean, how he was. I mean, I love Max. But he rinsed Max a couple times. He did not. He abused him. He abused him. That was not great.
I like choice of words, Tim.
But you know what I mean? Like he was Liam Delap is that guy is a problem.
He's a unit, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He is a
He really
problem.
is.
I'm gonna jump so I can get to this, but I will say
Yeah,
this.
no.
I when the World Cup comes around and the United States has to play England, you know who I don't want to see leading the England line? You can have Harry Kane. Do not put Liam Delap up there because I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him leading the line for England because I think he would be a serious problem for the U.S. back line. And I include Chris Richards in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tim, thanks for joining us for your short cameo.
See
No
you guys.
player ratings
Up the
today.
Palace.
Of the Palace.
Catch you later, Tim.
Yeah. Jason, let's hit. Well, there's loads of comments, so let's hit some of the comments, and then we'll go into a more positive aspect of this weekend because I looked at that league table and I'm like, interesting.
Who else? Big up Animal. My TV is going into sleep mode in a minute, so that's probably why it's flashing. Kamada's versatile, can play 10 or CM. Big up Earth. Big up Mike. Just don't know what his best position is. You know what's funny? I think the best game he's actually played for us was probably in 8, but I still believe that his best position would be a 10, just because of how he moves off the ball.
Where did he play a Villa away? Look up. That's probably his best game this season, wasn't it?
That was left 10, I think.
He had a really good game then.
Where he scored, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Moved a few positions in that game, no?
No,
Gotta
yeah, but
believe who came-
when he scored, he was actually playing in the middle because
Yeah, I
he
can't remember.
he arrived late from a passing from Eze, who was on the left.
Can't remember.
So glad Spurs United did not win today. Hendo, Sarr, or Richards are all worthy of man of the match.
Yeah, they're all brilliant.
I see Rich behaved himself during the player ratings. I mean, he did to an extent.
No, I didn't.
He did to an extent. During the actual player ratings, he did. But the second he saw someone famous, he wanted to hoggle the camera.
Yeah.
So,
Harsh.
It's not my words. Big up Durfez. Different views in the game emphasizes different things. Big up everyone for commenting. Big up Tiddles. Also, I don't think Wharton and Kamada in midfield would work going forwards. It's amazing, but defensive solidity is not there, in my opinion. You need Hughes / Lerma next to Wharton. 100%. I don't think Wharton had a very good game either.
He did not.
I think, as Chairman said, actually in his fan cams, that Wharton started with that incredible Travella pass through to Nketiah, and his passing just sort of went off a cliff from there on, really. Big up Cozy. The cost / wages balances over the term of the contract. We can also sell Kamada as an asset, which isn't really an issue. Yeah, he's on a 2-year deal. We could sell him in the summer. Still got a year left on his deal. You could probably still cash in some cash on him. It's not like, if you look at it that way, it probably don't look too bad. Let Rich read them. Maybe Rich will do the comments before we round out then. And will you guys be going to Fulham? I don't know. Probably not
Oh,
for
yeah.
me.
Yeah, I might be moving house at that time. So it's all touch and go for myself.
It might be a vlog from Chairman. Again.
Again.
With a Kamada shirt.
Why not?
Absolutely. Was 7 points off fifth, I think it is. Let me get the league table. We are slowly climbing up the table. But you know what I like about it? It's under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
No
Not
one's thinking
anymore.
about us.
Not anymore. Everyone's thinking about us now. Everyone on social media is talking about us. Absolutely everybody.
That's right. Eighth is a position we want to get to, isn't it? That could be the last European spot. Our biggest issue is probably going to be is we're brilliant away from home, but we've still got to go to Arsenal, Tottenham, Man City, Newcastle, and Liverpool.
Yeah.
And obviously Southampton, but that's going to be. I'm not sure we've got home rest of the season, but it's going to be difficult. But if we get results out of them games, then we'll have every chance of making 8th place. But I think personally, a top 10 finish and if we can get to the cup final, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Certainly.
I mean, to be fair, this has already been a very good season. 2 cup quarterfinals.
Absolutely.
And we're doing very well in the league at the moment. If you told me at the start of the season that we'd have 2 quarterfinals in both cups and we're having a good go at the league at the same time, I would have said, oh, this is a brilliant season. But now we're all sitting there going, oh, one more game. So I don't want to get myself too gassed because, if you get yourself too excited for the cup, when you go out, you're just going to be heartbroken. But already, I want to hit this point home that this is already an amazing season for the standards of us.
Considering we gave the rest of the league an 8-game head start, didn't we?
Yeah,
it's incredible where we are.
And we sold our best player last year as well.
I tell you, I did see. He mentioned match of the day. If you look at the form table, last 6 and last 10 games, we are
second, aren't we?
Second, and if you look at the away form table for the last 6 games, we are top, and that is for a team like us is absolutely incredible.
Well,
I'll go, Tracy.
One thing I did see, in 2025, so obviously 2 and a bit months, out of all Europe's top 5 leagues, if you look at the amount of points gained by all teams in the top 5 leagues in Europe in 2025. Crystal Palace have gained the 9th most points of every single club in the top 5 leagues of Europe in this year alone.
Wow.
So obviously it is 2 months, but that's taken into account that I think we're higher than Real Madrid. We're higher than Barcelona. I think we're only 2 points behind AC Milan.
Is there other English teams in that or Premier League teams in that?
Liverpool are top.
Oh, okay.
But still, we've got more points this year than Nottingham Forest, and you see what they're doing so far this year.
But as Rich said, to a certain extent, we have gone under the radar for a month or so, haven't we? Completely.
Because be fantastic. So Brentford obviously directly behind us. They got 38. We've got 39. Fulham 42. Newcastle 44 with a game in hand. They play West Ham tomorrow. Bournemouth 44. Remember Bournemouth? Everyone was talking about Bournemouth, and they've had a brilliant season. We're 5 points behind Bournemouth.
Yeah, true.
Villa 6 points behind them, but they've played a game more as well than us. So let's just say we get the win against Southampton. We're then only 3 points behind them. And obviously the Scum who got that last minute winner yesterday. So we're 7 points behind them. That would have been 5 had the results stay as it is. Obviously, 5th, 47 is Man City. So we're 8 points behind City and 10 points behind Chelsea. Considering the season we had, and I'm not saying we're catching them. That's not what I'm saying here. But considering how we started the season, Glasgow's worked wonders, And add to that, should have beaten Everton at home, missed too many chances. Should have beaten Newcastle at home.
Should have beat Brentford twice.
Brentford, we should have at least got a point from at least one of them. You know,
No, we should have beaten them both times.
Wolves away, we should have won that as well, really. I know we got 2-2 draw, but
2-2 draw and
Yeah,
all over
Star,
them.
if Star had his shooting boots on that day, we win that.
Yeah.
We have dropped ample points.
Mm.
You know, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And you know what? I thought about yesterday's game, and I thought to myself, we never win ugly.
No.
So this is actually a good thing.
It is a good
We
thing.
won ugly. You know? And credit to Ipswich, because I mean they could have won the game.
I mean, in
I
the
mean,
first
I don't know what
10
their
minutes,
XG
it could
is.
have been 1-1. Because
Philogene should have scored.
Yeah, he fluffed his shot big time.
Yeah, he scuffed it. You know, but then you got like Ben Johnson. You know, in his defense, he had to stretch for the header. It was a tough chance. But then Henderson, like you said, made 3 great saves like throughout the game. It could have gone either way. I said to JC before the game started, if we didn't win, then it's just kind of like just focus on the cup. So don't get me wrong, still focus on the cup, but we've got that outside chance now in the league, which is so we've got 2 things to fight for, which is brilliant. Because normally by this time we're either trying to stay up or the season's done. Like there's nothing to play for. So it's so nice to have things to play
Also,
for.
every position we finish higher, we get more prize money.
Keeps the chairman happy.
Absolutely.
I'm still thinking about that stat you said about when we went away to Ipswich and we won level points. I can't believe that.
That's crazy.
I mean, I know we went there because we knew we had to get something out of the game, but to be 20 odd points in front of them by now, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, so 22 points ahead in 3 months.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're able to check though. So what was the Ipswich game? What game week what? Could I be interested to know what our win, loss, draw ratio since Ipswich was? Yeah.
Let me find it for you. I think it was game week like 13 or something like that.
It was in December, wasn't it? Second before Brighton.
1 second. So Brentford. December 3rd. So December 3rd. So that was game week. So what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12. Game week 14. And what game week are we on now?
I'm not sure, because we're 28, isn't it?
Yeah, we played 28.
So literally, plus another 14 games, we've gained 22 points. So what's that? That's nearly 1.7 points per game since then.
It's top 6, top 7 form, isn't it?
Yeah, that's so good.
But you're right. And people mentioned in the chat, Rich. You know, you can't, when you play these games, especially against lower teams, you can't play them off the park every single week. You just can't do that. And sometimes you've got to win ugly, haven't you? If it's a real awful game, but you manage to scrape across the line, it's so important, isn't it? And you've got to learn to win 1-0, which is what we did, which we couldn't do at the start of the season, could we? But now we can.
Absolutely.
So.
You know what? 10 games to go. If we win ugly every week from now on, I don't care anymore.
I mean, to be fair, under Roy, most things were ugly, weren't they? It weren't great to watch.
Even the losses were ugly.
So,
you know. But yeah, let's look forward. We got obviously this break. It's 3 weeks, I believe, before the Fulham game. We've got what's the name of the team? Ham something.
Yeah, something Marbella, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this team next Thursday. I have asked round. I think everyone's at work, so I don't know if we'll be able to do that. Unless you're working, Chairman.
No, we're all working.
Yeah, well, it kicks off at 3 o'clock, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think I'll leave work by then.
So yeah, I'm still at work for another hour after it kicks off. So
I normally leave around 3. Yeah.
Oh, ChatGPT.
Did you see
Dan's
Mateta
at work
going
as well,
on the
so.
trip as well?
What's that?
Mateta is going on the trip as well. He's not going to play, he's
Yeah.
going to do some light training, but the fact he's going on the trip. So
Yeah, Glasner wants him back for Fulham, like 100%.
Oh, massively, yeah. He had a brilliant game away at Fulham a couple of weeks ago, didn't he?
Absolutely. And then obviously Will Hughes should be back for that game as well.
Yeah.
You know. Jefferson Lerma. Does he keep his place for Southampton? Because he had a stinker by it.
he has to, because Hughes is still
suspended. Yeah, got no
suspended.
choice.
So you'd make any other changes in that
No,
sense?
you have to play Lerma. I'll put it this way, I still like this goes back to this thing again. I'm not dissing Kamada, but I would still rather Jefferson Lerma in the middle.
It could be strength, that's why, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And
But
Southampton, they are a little bit more physical than Ipswich.
If Mateta plays against Fulham, he could probably play against Southampton, couldn't
he? Yeah.
So
2 more quick observations, guys. I think we could actually wrap it up. The first one, I didn't realise until watching it back again. I think Mark Gahey loses the ball. He was walking. I don't know if anyone saw that watching it back. I think Ipswich were breaking down the right hand side.
I thought that was Eze. He tried to do a nice little body feint. The ball got taken. He went, "Oh no," and then just sort of walked back.
He would literally. It was Mark. He was just walking. This was in the second half, quite late. I think it might have been before they. It was still 0-0 at the time. I think they had a good chance from it. I couldn't believe. I think, wait, are you tired? Could this ain't normally like you? Like walking back. The other thing is Eze. The first one, I think he lost it in the first. It was for Enciso's shot, where he tried to do. Yeah, that's the one you were talking about. The whole body feints. And he got stripped off it, and they nearly scored. The second one, we got a free kick in the 92nd minute. What are we doing faffing around with it?
Oh no, that was Deveny's pass. That was.
Oh right, fair enough.
It was Deveny who tried to clip it to Kamada and just didn't hit it hard enough, basically.
But our game management in general is terrible. It is so bad, you know. And that's where I think we missed Jordan Ayew, because he would take the ball into the corner and just stand there for 4 minutes.
I still think selling him was a terrible idea.
Yeah,
I mean, is there, because you know how Edouard's not playing at all? Is it worth putting him back just to have another option off the bench, or do you think that we've got enough?
That's the same. Don't want him.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
that. Yeah,
that's the same. I would rather Mustafa Hindler. He has been outrageous for the Oh yeah, but just as Sam might end up playing up top from now on. By the way, I'm just throwing it out there.
I think you're still putting Pettier there because of the money you paid for him. Yeah. But if you're looking at output, there's no denying that Sar's better in that aspect.
Yeah, and Sar fits the way we want to play if we haven't got JP, you know. And this is not discredited. Like I said, I thought Nketiah did well, considering the way we were playing did not suit him one bit. He's having to rest like leaves in that.
Remember what I said about Sar? Near post merchant. Even the chip was near post.
Well, that was an unbelievable finish.
Amazing.
Guys, we have a bit of a Palace break, but we are going to think of things, obviously, to fill the void. I think we got another potential Q&A coming up.
Q&A Tuesday.
Does that change now? Because we did say that. Does that change because now we actually won some games at home?
I would say we have won some games at home, but I don't think our performances have been great. in either of those in all those wins at home.
So we can still have the
So
Q&A.
our performance against Millwall, I don't think it was spectacular. I think our
Superb.
performance against Ipswich
Villa was
wasn't
good.
spectacular
Not
either.
Ipswich, yeah.
Against Villa, our performance was good, but to be fair, it's how many times have we said it to each other? We seem to step up against the bigger teams or the better teams, and then teams around us where we should be winning, or we should. I'm not saying we should be winning, but teams that we're looking to get points from, we never really play very well. So I would say this is probably more along the lines of why do we struggle so much against teams that sit back a lot more at home compared to why we're bad at home.
A question for you guys then. Do you think this break is come at the right time? Because obviously where Glasgow's put out pretty much our first team in all the Premiership games, obviously, and pretty much all the Cup games as well, that maybe a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of tiredness, and maybe this 2-week break
Absolutely.
is coming at the right time and they'll come back refreshed. I seem to remember, wasn't it last year when we had a little break and he took them to Spain, innit? For some warm weather.
And that's where he came back and did a madness.
Exactly. So maybe that little bit of break and a bit of refreshing the batteries. You never know, do you?
I mean, it's one of the ones where you've got a winning streak going. Do you really want to stop that? Like, granted, yes, the fitness and you get a break and this and that, but if we're in winning form, we've got that winning mentality. Do you really want to stop that?
Well, it's like anything, isn't it? It's good and it's bad. I mean, the problem is we could have a 2-week break and then we come back to Fulham on a Saturday, Southampton on a Tuesday, and then somebody else on a Saturday again to come straight back into a 3-week game week again. And if we get through Ipswich, it's going to be another 3-week game week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think the breaks needed Munoz, Mark, Lacroix, even to an extent Mitchell. They need rest.
Absolutely.
Need rest. But yeah, we will keep you posted, guys, whether through socials or just turn your notification bell on. We'll have some random stuff going on. We've got to get the rest of the roasts done as well. It's been a couple of years and stuff. So who's it? Dan and Nicky
are the only two left now.
Yeah. So we'll look to get those done as well. And if there's any random ideas we come up with, you will see a notification saying that we'll do it and stuff. So yeah. Guys,
there might be another tier this
weekend.
Those are pretty easy to make.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll come up with some sort of debate type topic.
The Q&A last time was really good, wasn't it? I think there's a lot of interaction from the chat as well, and people asking questions, about tactics.
Let me actually have a look and see if anyone's commented on that post yet. Yeah. So no one has commented on it yet. So if you guys want to go and put your comments in there, here is the link to the tweet. I'll put that in the chat. So if you guys want to have a tactical question asked about Palace or anything about Palace, really, me and Dan will talk about it on Tuesday.
Absolutely. So guys, I appreciate you all. Please smash the like button. As per usual, subscribe if you're new. Share the stream. Thank you to Darren Ambrose for stopping by. He did have to. It's that simple.
And humble guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, and big up our favourite steward as well, who did the assist. So
100%. Without him, that
throw Twitter in the bin. 100%. But yeah, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. We're on the way up. 39 points. I think 40 was almost last season, wasn't it? Let's look to break that. Oh, let's see if we can break that.
Absolutely.
4 more wins, and I think we would have done
Top
it.
10,
so, yeah.
Get at 50 points, finally.
Let's aim for 50. Let's aim for 50 points. Why not? Have a lovely evening, guys. And up the Palace.
You.